Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe football show. Big up my Nate. Jack C, bitch.
I didn't know if I was coming straight in now. Like,
right, okay, just in case.
Thought, hang on, it's counting it down, and it says you're in the show, and I was like, whoop.
Yeah. I have to start it as I'm finishing on the other one, man, so that people just come straight on over. Listen, folks, there's already 746 here. Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. That was a little bit of all right, wasn't it? Let's speak to my big Nate. Jack, man. That was good, man, wasn't it? That was good.
Awesome. It died a bit of a death. I don't know what we're up with them two up top.
What a set of dickheads. I think they were just getting mullered, weren't they? And Ampadu was bossing it.
It were a bit embarrassing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We literally lost it. I mean, to get sent off to get sent off is crazy, isn't it, in a friendly like that?
It is, mate. You're right.
It's like throwing a towel in. They were both They both could have gone, couldn't
they? Yeah. Well, let's be honest. In a regulation game, Rafa would have gone because he grabbed him round the front.
Yeah, it would have. And Ampadu would have probably made more of it as well.
Yeah, 100%. Gone to the ground and that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what though? Like we Ampadu. We'll get into that, but Joe, how are you first and foremost? You good?
Oh, very good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah,
that was nice. Good. I really enjoyed watching that. It's a different looking kind of style from Leeds. I'm here for that. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was so good. The voice of reason enters the stream, Mr. Joe. Big up, Joe. I wonder now the game's finished and we've won 2-0, 1-2-1 and look really good that we might get the Somerville tweet finally. Now that the temperature's going to be cool, we'll be like, it don't matter. Who needs Somerville, man? Fuck him. You know what I mean?
You'd imagine they'll ask Fark in the press and the interview afterwards and they'll say, Cree's gone. You're hoping he says Cree's gone, but there's someone coming in as well. You're hoping it's, one of them.
We don't need anyone now.
It's a mint squad that though. If we knew Somerville were going, pretty much soon as final ended last year, didn't we? So it was.
Well, some didn't, but yeah. Some tried to tell me he was staying, but hey.
Well, no, including me.
You can hope, can't you?
You can. Big up to my man Boss Nass again. 2 goals means 2 super chats. Legend Boss Nass. Big up to you, my man.
He's gonna be broke at the end of this season.
Well, do you know what?
You're not. You're gonna be rich at the end of this season.
I'll give it him back, man. I'll give it him back. To be honest, he did say to me, what did he call me? Centre forehead. Yeah.
When you're washing your face, Joe, where does your face stop and your head start?
Yeah. Basically, they were taking piss out of me, lads, because I showed them a photo of me with hair, and they went, "Damn, your forehead is big."
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So this.
To be fair,
this was me. This was me in my McGregor days. Who the fuck is that guy?
Who is that guy?
So they were saying that I've got a massive forehead, and I was like, "Well, don't you already know this?" But obviously, it looks maybe even bigger when I used to.
I think mine went all thin here, and then went back at the corners, and then this pit started just kind of slowly separate from the back. So I got this line here. So I was like, "Shit, but yours was a bit better. Like at least it was thick at the back."
Yeah,
nothing.
Nothing else. How's yours getting on, Jack? Do you feel like, yours
is
all right?
Receding is definitely thinning. Yeah, my hairdresser really thins it out as well. When you chop through it, and I'm like, I think it's time to stop doing that. To be honest, let it be as thick as possible for as long as possible. I think, but I've got to say, I don't think cameras help.
Nah. It's the light, bro.
I don't know where the light is. To be fair, there is no light. But it's every time I look at myself. Because if I'm not looking, I don't think it's that bad. But when you look, it's bad.
He's coming off that stream, innit? Going, love, do I need to go to Turkey or what? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. I'm not. I think I'd go to Turkey for teeth first. I think. Although I won't go to Turkey in general, actually.
Nah, I hear. Anyway, that's for another day, innit? Right. Okay. So, loads to talk about. Where do we start? Do we start with... Let's start from top to bottom, right? So let's talk about Mateo Joseph because, there was chat by the journalists and I seen the response to his performance saying, no questions anymore. And I think the journalists were the only ones that were questioning Joseph starting, to be honest. I mean, Graham Smith said last week 45% sure he'll start. After today, I mean... My God, what a performance by Mateo Joseph. I think the goal, I mean, even the build-up to the goal, Rutter, 1 goal, 1 assist, but the foresight to take it inside past that defender and then put it in the corner. I mean, Joe, I know you used to play up top. Talk to me about that goal.
There's a severe amount of composure in that ability, that little check inside. In that moment, there's two players around you, the calmness, and the belief that I'll get in here. Georgie obviously has similar belief as well when he's in tight situations. He knows the little trick. But it's an incredible goal because he is in a really tight area. He's facing the wrong way and he manages to check back inside, get it out with his feet, and then power into the corner as well. Very composed, very clinical, tidy class finish. So, yeah, I mean, it's not an easy thing to do what he did there, and he did it very easily. So, yeah, that's an incredible finish.
What do you think to his overall gameplay, though, as well? He's showed as he's got all the other parts as well, and like Bamford used to do.
Yeah, and probably more mobile, to be fair. Like, Paddy gets around, but I think Joseph's a bit faster, so gets there a bit quicker. He comes in on the blind side of defenders, and Georgie's doing it a little bit as well. They kind of let the defender have the ball and think he has space, and they come in around the back, and Arca run around the back of the defender, and then just try and nick it off them. I think he does that really well. His pressing's very good. His link-up play is good. I made some notes during the game, and at one point in the first half, the link-up play on the left-hand side between Nonto, him, and Firpo was lovely. It was really good. And Gruev got involved as well at one point. And the passing combinations were fantastic. And he's right in the middle of that linking it all and creating space for other players to run in behind and get into that space as well. So he does all the things you want from number 9. And he's a very good finisher. Like, for me, there's no doubt that he starts the season. Yeah, no doubt.
Such a good player. Such a good player. Jack, thoughts on Mateo?
Yeah, he's really aggressive as well up top. And I think we've got loads of pace up top, haven't we, with that first starting 4. It's like we're, really getting on with the press. And I agree, Joseph's definitely more mobile than Bamford. The extra little touch he took just as he beat the defender as well were lovely, because he just nicks it. That's total like awareness of, that like microseconds really, because that can be the difference between getting your shot off and getting ball taken off you, isn't it? So yeah, it's amazing finish. I didn't think I thought he was just going to strike it, to be honest. But obviously cutting back, it's quite a big, he didn't cut it back with his left, cut it back with his right. So it's, he's very aware, very spatially aware. So yeah. And he's also, when we sort of start the press, he doesn't just start from the top, does he? There's situations where he's sort of behind and he's the next one in. So he wraps around quite a lot. He's really busy.
Like arcs it, doesn't he? Yeah. I see what you're saying, man. He's just, I'm so excited for.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's good for him as well. Like, 'cause everybody was sort of saying, wasn't they, last year, that he needs to be in, and he might have just needed genuinely Farke just 6 months, 6 more months. Like we'll do a full season, and I still think I don't want to bring Bamford up, but we still are going to need,
of course. Yeah.
It's not just going to be plain sailing for him. So I think people need to go a little bit easy on him as well. He might have a really good start and then sort of tipple off a little bit. We need to be sort of patient with him still, not get too ahead of it. But yeah, he's definitely starting.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Danny, you've just joined us, mate. Hope you're doing well. Just good performance, great performance, I would say. What were just your initial thoughts on the game before I chat to you about Mateo?
Firstly, apologies for being late. I've just got back from the airport. I had to pick Ryan Kent up.
Does it come with these shitty dad jokes, doesn't it? He has to come.
Did you drop it off in a river somewhere?
They're all written down.
Love it.
I was really impressed. Up until the changes, I thought we looked amazing. I just think that's the first half. That's our starting 11 for next week for me.
Yeah.
Rutter's just, it's illegal. He should be starting for us next week. Mateo, like you were just saying, I think he's just gone to the next level. But overall thoughts, mate, I'm really excited to get into the season now. It's just all positives to me. Obviously the negative of Bogle, but other than that, mate, it was really, really good.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. Like you say, and that 11 that probably lasted up to 60 minutes is probably your starting 11, and I think none of us would question that. One pressing issue, though, let's do a bit of a shit-sarny kind of thing. We really need fullback. We really need a fullback because, look, Firpo was amazing last season and managed to play 46 games or whatever it was. Byram also played more than he should. But if Bogle's injured and he's out for a couple of weeks, we've then only got 2. And you have to look at it historically. And someone said in my chat, the fullbacks at Leeds are sort of made of glass a little bit. So, that is a pressing issue. Jack, do you worry about the Bogle injury? Because it was late and it did look quite naughty. And you're looking maybe like a 2-week layoff normally for something like that. It might be nothing. It might just be able to run it off and Farker will tell us. But it's not great, is it? To think, oh shit, we're already at Byram and no one else,
Yeah, it's like it's not the last place you want someone to go, but it's sort of like we've been known that we've been weak there and we've quite a bit. Yeah. But he seemed to try and run it off as well, didn't it? Which was a concern. Because I'm not sure it was just that tackle. It seemed he was hobbling quite a bit, wasn't he? He got left late on a few times and knocked his knee. I think even in first half he was down, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it could be just an accumulation thing there. But I think, he just had to come off as a precaution, hopefully. But yeah, it would be a massive shit. I mean, I love Byram. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah,
but
same.
Bogle seems to be bang at it for me, really getting forward and stuff. And you definitely want him starting. So it would be a massive, especially like as a new signing. You can tell it always gives it that injection, doesn't it? When there's a new signing about, they're always like bang up for it to, keen to impress.
Yeah.
So, it would be a massive loss.
Yeah, it would be. It would be a huge loss, and hopefully he is all right to continue. We had James DeBayo play out there for a little bit as well, but I don't want to get too bogged down on transfers and stuff, so let's keep it with the game, but ideally that's somewhere that needs addressing and quick. Georginio Rutter, and again I'll bring it back because all Brinlaw spoke about, all my chat spoke about was get him off the pitch. We don't want anyone coming to bid for this lad. He's literally a cheat code at this level. I say at this level, we're playing a fucking La Liga side. Wait till he's turning up against Portsmouth and co. They won't know what's hit them, right? He looks to have... We were saying, Ger, actually, a couple of weeks, he's been hitting the target, which is more than he was doing last season. Normally he's hitting Rose Ed. Then he scores that, which is like... I mean, it was unbelievable. The finish is unbelievable. To beat the keeper, to put the defender on his ass, then to chip the keeper and 2 defenders on the line. It's the only place he could put it. It was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it?
Well, when the defender went down, the easy option was to touch it inside onto his right foot and roll it in the corner, but he goes outside onto the left foot, makes it really difficult, and then produces an absolute moment of magic. I mean, the kid is gold right now. I said a few weeks ago in your show that every player in the championship has a price. He can't have a price. No. He cannot have a price. The answer, anyone picks up the phone to Leeds, the answer has to be no. Just no. Nothing else. No negotiation. No, bid a huge, ridiculous fee. The answer should be just no, because he will be the difference in us taking this year and not. He attracts 2 players to him every single time he has the ball, which then frees up space for another player to get it in space. So just by him being there, he's a distraction to more than one player. Then you bring into the game what he actually has. His touch today was excellent. His tracking back is always really, really good. His movement was brilliant. Some of the touches when he's in tight spaces around players is just a joy to watch. You see him going to corners and think there's no way he's getting out of here, and he's overran it. And next, there's 2 players standing behind him and he's come out with the ball. Like, I have no idea how you managed to just teleport the ball straight through a player at the far side. Like, he's fantastic. He's magic. But there has to be a limit on who can go and who can't go for me. And for this, there has to be a point where Leeds draw a line and go, nobody else is leaving now. Cree's gone. That's it. Because I quite liked what Nanto brought today as well in patches as well. I thought he's finding his feet on the left-hand side. I thought he was okay at times. And I want to see that grow, that partnership, because that front grouping of players, because it's exciting. He's hugely important to that, because when he does get the ball and the 2 players come to him, you can see the little sets back to Gruev, who's more advanced, and then the ball goes straight out wide into the space that's being created by the second defender coming in to mark him. So he's a massively important player for Leeds. And if you want to win this league this year, he has to be in that team. So if somebody puts 50 million on the table, you've still got to say no if you want to get out of this division. You won't replace him. You will not replace him.
I don't think there's many players like him out there. That's the thing.
No, there's not.
He's just an ace in the pack, isn't he, Jack? It's mad.
He's the best player in the league, isn't he? I actually thought he was last year, but just due to Somerville sort of getting all goals, and he had an amazing season, like statistically. But when somebody says, "Oh, the best player's not," it's not necessarily. I actually don't know the first time I watched him. I think the first or second game of the season. I can't remember, not the first, but the first like competitive game, and I thought he must just be getting away with this. Like, you can't if he's this skillful throughout a season. It's like you know when you have like one game and you're just untouchable, you're like God, you're like everything that you're touching is just sensational. I thought that must be one of the, and it just continues to do it. I actually don't know the limit to where it can get to be honest. That's why if we hold on to him, he could be legit.
If he adds goals, like you're
and
talking
and stuff will come because he's, there's just a few things to iron out, isn't there? And, that only he can iron out because he's also producing things that nobody else is. So obviously the coaches can help him, but in terms of, you've just got to give him the leeway. I also think towards the end of last season, he was playing with an injury and then trying to come back from the injury. And I don't think he was properly at it, not necessarily through his own doing.
I think as well, and people won't want to hear it, but it is what it is. Like, people criticise Daniel Farke a lot, and I remember him taking pelters because he sort of had a go at Georgie for doing that daft touch out of the air when he put his foot, and he said, look, there's a time and a place, let's not take the opposition and take the piss. And it's almost the same as like with Joseph saying, well, he should have played him last season. Well, maybe he wasn't ready last season and this was the perfect play. And now look at the play you've got. And I almost feel like Rutter as well, his game is coming on. And as much as people want to criticise Farke, there's not been many players under him whilst at Leeds that have regressed. They've all got fucking better. They've all got better.
They should be with age, though. They're young players. As every season they play, they should be progressively getting better and better and better. So you would expect that from them. But Farke's not wrong. I mean, again, I've played for managers and coach players that where you say, I've no problem with you doing a pirouette or a step over in the final third or inside the halfway line, but not in our half. Because if you lose it there, you're under way too much pressure for your defense. So the right time and right place to do it. And it's just about refining both their games. And he's clearly been working on that. And it's not major coaching that's needed. It's just small little decision bits. And they always say about young players, it's always the decision making that has to improve. It's those not on the first half as well. There's moments when you release the ball and there's moments when you carry it. And you've got to get those moments right to be a really, really good player. And they take time and they take experience and they take games and seasons. So, yeah, he's done the right thing with them.
Yeah, I agree. Danny, what about Ethan Ampadu? What a performance from him. I don't know how you feel, but I almost feel since he's got the captaincy, he's added a nasty streak. It's almost like I'm the captain of Leeds United and you're fucking getting it. I genuinely feel like when I watch him play now, he's into it. And I know we're going to see more of him because he's the captain, so he's allowed to go to the ref, etc. But I don't remember him being as actively aggressive and, having a go. I love it as a fan watching it. I want him to do that. Like, I wanted someone to smash Rafa Mir after what he did, putting the hand round the throat. But, yeah, how good was Ethan Ampadu? And it's great to see him back in midfield, man. So good. Yeah, you're muted, bro. It's probably a shitty dad joke, so we've missed the zinger.
It actually was.
How was it?
I'll start again.
Good.
He's a saucy boy, that Ampadu, isn't he? No, but I loved. He's more tenacious now. Like you say, he's right prickly, isn't he? And he steps up to these players, and he sometimes, he should have been sent off or even booked a couple of times in the last game, but I love that he's actually stepping up. He's shouting, he's saying like what you just said. I'm here, I'm the captain. You're dealing with me, and then cherry on the cake. When Rafa Mir gets sent off, he's in his face laughing at him. I've actually just put a meme out, and I think it's quite funny. So check that out. No, but honestly, I think he's really good, and I think this team. I think we're going to be really unstoppable. I know it's pre-season, but Valencia finished 9th in La Liga last season, was it?
Yeah.
So it's not a lower league team, but I just think we look really good. Head loss played 60 minutes against. Yep, that's the one.
Fair play. It's a good one, mate. I'll give you that. It's good.
Joe's immune to my jokes now. He's that used to me. But no, I mean, like, for the first 60 minutes, we played Valencia. And then for the last half an hour, we played the guards from Mean Machine because they just had the head loss. Do you know what I mean? They just could not and it just ended up fouling us. But Ampadu was great in midfield, mate. It was it's only now you realise how much of a loss he was last season.
Yeah. I just want to pick up on this as well because this, it really frustrates me. It does, because it's like, you only pass sideways, you only pass backwards. Look, there is
Maybe
a moment.
Forward,
But
the ball.
And I said this before, right? There was a moment where Ampadu sat here, Gruev's there, and they go bang, 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 and then Ampadu bangs it over onto the right hand side, and Dan James is in. Like that, there it's them. You mentioned it before, Joe, against you call it like a bounce board pass or something like that. Wall pass, like just them little intricate touches, because they know what they're doing. Like, he's not going, I'm scared to pass forward. He's doing it because, do you know what? That pass isn't on, so we're going to work it out this way and go back that way. It's so lazy to say this, or it just... Yeah, anyway, sorry, Scott. It's just frustrating, because I don't know how you can look at Ampadu's performance over 90 minutes and go, yeah, I need to stop passing backwards. He's doing me titsing. He was phenomenal. I don't know why we do it. Go on, sorry, Joe.
Not every ball can go forwards. That's just unrealistic, because there's times where there's just too many players going forward and there's no space, and you risk losing possession of the ball, and you don't want to lose possession of the ball, especially if both your fullbacks have gone on, your midfielders have pushed on, and you've got two centre backs in the midfielder. You lose it there, you're in big trouble. So sometimes you go back and you recycle it and you get the shape sorted. Sometimes all the players go and they've gone too early. You don't have an option to pass it in. There's no space to pass it into. So you come back out with it. The players drop off, get their shape again. And what that does is bring the defence out and create space in behind. Also, the wall pass stuff. And you'll see centre-backs do it as well. They go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. They're not doing it for the crack. They're doing it because at some point, a player is going to run in and try and take the ball, which frees up a gap of space for another player to come in and pass. And then you pass your way out. But you need to create space to do that. So if there isn't any space, you do that to create the space. And then, as you say, you pop it into the space when it starts to appear. But not every ball can be forward. It would be lovely if you could, but sometimes you got to be realistic. I did a review last year against Coventry, and people were saying the same thing. Everything's backwards. Why is Ampadu not passing it forwards? And then I got a freeze frame, and we kind of put it on a tactics board. You couldn't pass it forward because every single player was on the 18-yard line. There was just no space to pass the ball into. So Ampadu just kept running with it, and then eventually went, can't lose the ball, turned around and back to the goalkeeper, turned around and barked at everybody to get into positions so he could actually pass the ball. So you won't always get it. It's a 90-minute match. You can't just always be tearing forward every single minute, you know. You've got to be smart as well. And yeah, no issue with it. Thought he was excellent.
Yeah.
We're in total control as well, aren't we? So it's a silly game to sort of select that statement, isn't it, in fairness. I can understand it when you're struggling to break teams down and people think you do just need to play the ball forward. But like Jer says, you know, it's... And they'd be the first people to jump on if he, because he can keep. I'm sure his impulse is to play forward. In fairness, I'm sure he wants to have an incisive, cutting edge pass that makes everybody, you know, weak at the knees. But it's not necessarily, you know, it's not always on. Yeah. And it is sometimes that it's always the players in front to create an option. If there's an option there, he will use it, won't he?
Yeah.
So yeah,
exactly.
And he has done. I mean, how many times have we seen him put that big, long, direct ball over
he's
the top of
Georgia? He dinks it all the time, yeah.
He did it about 4 times today, I swear.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He did.
So as soon as there is space, he'll put the ball into it. But if there's no space, he won't. He'll go back and keep it.
That's true. Yeah, it's great. We've had a super chat in from Vic. Hi, Vic. He says, loving how we're looking and much better in possession. Keep up the good work, Joe, and everyone in the chat. Happy weekend. Goose. Happy weekend to you as well. Hope you're doing well. Rodon's passing was a little bit suspect, wasn't it? It was and I felt it was the same, not against Schalke, but Hanover, I felt it was a little bit poor as well. And I'm looking at it going, what's going on there? Like, any thoughts on Joe?
You don't like Dan James, that's what it is.
You think that's what it is, mate, yeah?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Not rolling it out. It were a bit wayward, wasn't it? Like saying, I noticed other game it was, to be fair, and it's a bit concerning. It's like when they go on about that, you know, when they get contracting. What's his name? Arsenal. Forgot his name. Aubameyang or whatever. Got that big contract in and they just didn't want to play. It's like, but no, I'm only messing. No, he's been mint anti-Rodon. I think he's just pushing confidence off a bit. Yeah. And you do have them days a bit, to be fair. You might as well get it out of the way now.
Yeah, that's true. And it is only pre-season, as we keep getting reminded by Carlisle, so it's fair.
There's still a couple of percentage that needs to tighten up on the passing, short passing out the back. The passing out from the back in the second half was a bit of an issue for us as well. And again, I think Meslier gets an over amount of criticism for stuff that's not always necessarily his fault, because sometimes the passing out from the back was so slow that it favours the attacking team to get right on top of you and, again, removes the space. And then they just give it back to Meslier with like 4 yards of space with 2 players tearing in on top of him. And then he smacks it out of play and people are like, his distribution's fucking shocking. And you're like, well, he wasn't exactly helped out by the passes he gets, but that's look, it's the last preseason game. That would have been a level up from everything else they've done. There'll be a lot of short, sharp stuff in the final week to get ready for that, and that'll improve, and then the more competitive games they get once the season starts, that'll sharpen up over the first month as well. It's not going to be perfect day one.
I do just want to pick up on this because Vic, what is everyone thinking about Fairport? Me and Vic had a massive, argument, but we had a Twitter debate on this, and I absolutely was like, nah, he's shit, don't give me that, ba-da-ba-da-ba. And, I've apologised to him last season, but I'm going to apologise to you as well now, Vic, because you were right and I were wrong. Because Junior Fairport, again, looks great. He's almost taken on a leadership role within the side. Such a good player. Such a good player. And I think he said he's one at oldest and he's only like 27, 28. Just shows how young the squad is. It's mad when you think that Farker don't like playing young players when 28-year-olds oldest in squad like, innit? You know what I mean? Anyway, that's for another day. My Farker pro agenda's coming out again because I know we're going to absolutely dick this season. So anybody who ever criticised him, I'll go, you didn't even want him here!
It should also be said about the defence, Joe. Like your man that Doro that got sent off, he scored 13 goals in the league last season, so he's no mug, and he was kept very, very quiet and frustrated extensively by that Leeds defence.
And Rafa May can't be easy to deal with being about 7 foot either. You know what I mean? Massive.
And again, he's a decent player. He's played Champions League. He's got good experience under his belt. But the one thing that was different for me that wasn't there last year was when there was players running at our back four. It wasn't just our back four that they ran at. They weren't as exposed as they were last year. You had Ampadu and Groove just tearing back in around them. The amount of blocks that got in before shots ever even really got away was excellent to see. So there's this kind of a siege mentality, but it's when there's a ball in a dangerous area, Leeds swarm, and there's again little elements of what Bielsa used to do when we didn't have the ball. So just go get it. Like everyone just swarm around, get it. Everyone get back, get the ball, and then go again. And I really enjoyed seeing that from a defensive perspective, that they're all in it. They're all mucking in. Like Willie was running back in the second half to get stuff and get involved, and Georgie's always doing that. But everyone was busy and involved. And even Brendan Aaronson in the second half was running back to try and get involved and get the ball off people. So that's great to see. It means you don't have a team of players that just give me the ball and they'll go forward with it. They're like, right, when we haven't got it, I've got to go back and do the dirty stuff and get stuck in here. And they all seem willing to get stuck in, which for me, last season, not everybody was doing that, but you can see it now.
Can we talk about Max Wober? Because again, he came on, and again, he didn't look great. And I know he's played in the summer and all this sort of stuff, and I don't know. And they got booed as well, which I didn't think would happen. I genuinely didn't think would happen, and there was audible boos. I think had Brendan come on his own, he wouldn't have, because he got clapped and that. I think it was genuinely Wober that was probably getting the stick. How do we feel about that? He's obviously not going with the back three, Joe. He's not going to do that, so it's going to be two. He's not going to start because he don't get in over Wober or Fairport. Sorry, don't get in over Strauch or Fairport. So, Danny, what do we do with Wober? Will he be here past the window?
I know that Joe's been saying you think he's going to go, don't you, Joe? I agree. I think he's just holding out. I think he's going to be desperate to come into the window, and I think he will leave. And will be. But if Leeds United are savvy, they'll just get rid of him and get a replacement in. Hopefully, I thought Aaronson, who I thought he actually looked like he was trying. Wober just looked like he was going through the motions for me, and I just don't see Wober being here. I'd like to think that accept the project for us this, give us a year, but I just don't see it, mate.
Yeah. I think as well, you mentioned Aaronson. I thought Aaronson tried to do a few little bits, did a nice bit of trickery actually where he played it into the right. I think it was Rutter who picked it up or something like that. But with Wober,
someone off the ball.
Yeah, and that as well, exactly. But with Wober, he's almost, for me, it almost feels he's a little bit too overzealous. Like he wants to win the ball straight away and then we can get caught out at times. He did it in the game against Schalke. He did it in this game just briefly, went into the centre circle and the ball had already gone and you're like, what the fuck are you doing, Max? So, Jack, what are your thoughts on just the pair? I think Aaronson's staying. I'm under no illusions there, but with Wober, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, obviously, whether he'll go or stay. I think replacing him might prove difficult. I think, and he's half decent.
Yeah.
he's half decent to me, but I do know what you mean. He looks so clumbersome as well. Like when he came on, he seems to have like really big like Pingu feet when he's running. It's like flapping about like. So he did actually make me laugh when he was running at one point because he never got out of a jog, did he? You know, and I'm not asking him to dart around, but you know, when you come off even as a defender, just get to ball quickly, turn, and that's you know, you're meant to be bringing a little bit off the bench, aren't you? You're super fresh, you know, get something done, but he was sort of like laboured over to ball and stuff, and it's a little bit like he don't want in on it, which I actually thought when he came back, I thought but we had this last season with him, didn't we? In fairness, I think Aaronson's bang up for it though. To be fair to him, I think, and I think he's probably a decent lad. Him, he's just you know.
I said this. Someone asked me, who would I most like to score, Jack? And I said, Brendan. Because I said, he's a young lad. He seems like a decent lad. I said this. And if he scores, he's a confidence player. It'll just take him to the next level. Yeah. And he just wants to feel loved. I genuinely feel Brendan just wants love. Do you know what I mean?
Just love.
No, I do, though. He's one of them characters, man. He's a young lad. He's in England. He's probably nervous, anxious about this crowd, and all these sort of things play a part. He's probably in his head that much to want to do well that he's doing too much. Do you know what I mean? And I almost
feel a bit of imposter syndrome with it, and it feels a little bit like, you know, because it does. He looks a bit scared, doesn't he? At times, to be fair, I think he tries to put. I've seen him when he lines up for America and that, and he's trying to look stern and stuff. I just think he's maybe got to find his personality a little bit. Because he's not stern, is he? He's not.
No, and with the tag of Medford Messi in the States being the fucking all this to then come to not men's football. I'm not saying it's not men's football in MLS, sorry. But you hear what I'm saying? It's just.
Ooh, they're coming for you.
Listen, I could play him. I could fucking play in the MLS. Listen, man, I'd be called the fucking, I don't know, I don't know, but I'd have been called.
Be good though, wouldn't it?
Whatever I'd be good if I was playing in America, and I'm shit. That's all I'm saying. But
you said that about Freppo as well.
it's true. I'm still a better left back than him.
And
he's just better going forwards. That's all it is. Yeah, I did say.
I'm. There's one thing about Wober that I will say. He could very easily force the move and said, "I'm not playing."
Yeah,
I'm not going out there because there's clubs that want him, and Gladbach clearly want him. And if he really wanted to push for that, he could just do what Willie did and go, "Do you know what? Don't want to be here. I want out. I'm not playing." End of story. But he didn't. And the two of them have come back and they've stood on that sideline and they've taken the boos. And when that happened, Stats texted me and went, "Both lads are getting booed. What do you think?" And I was like, they're going to have to go through it. It was always going to happen, but they put in a couple of half-decent performances that'll go away. But we said it, they're going to have to win the fan base over, and that's going to take actions, not words. Brendan's flying around the place. I didn't feel Wober was that bad. I think the game was at a really slow pace when he came on at that point. Leeds were just keeping the ball and trying to kill the game off. And I think he came into that and was told pretty much the same thing. Don't do anything mad. Just keep possession of the ball. Keep us taking over. That's about it. So I don't really think you can judge him too harshly on what he did in that game because the game was pretty much a walking pace by the time he had come onto the pitch. But he came onto the pitch, and that's a big step for me. The fact that he was on because I said to you yesterday, don't be surprised if he's not in that squad at all. But he was, and he came on, and he played, and he didn't do anything bad, didn't do anything great, but nothing massively bad. And it's going to take him time as well to get up to speed with this as well. He's had no real preseason with Leeds outside of the travel, week with them. So there's a lot of players there that he hasn't played with and doesn't know. So that'll take time again just to gel back in again. I'm like 80% he's not going to be here come the end of the window. But if he is, fair play to him. Like he's going to have to dig in then and do the work. And if they're willing to take the boos and get on with it, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, that's fair. Just laughing at some of them names in the chat, I can't lie. Baron Cross. This one does not sound good. This one sounds like I would have a true crime Netflix documentary done about me, to be honest.
He's been arrested on it.
Turn up on his doorstep with a video and him like, knocking on his door with transcripts of Facebook conversations,
He's here. I found him.
Baron Cross, though, big update. Farker says Bogle just has a dead leg, was worried about him because of the lack of options at fullback, but doesn't see him missing next weekend. So that's good. That is very good news. I do just want to wait around because they're obviously clearly talking to him now. So it's like I need to know what's next. Like, what else are you saying out there? Does anyone else have anything else they want to add that we might have missed? Or
the Valencia fans did not take the loss well.
They really didn't.
They really didn't, mate. I've learnt loads of new Spanish swear words, which, is going to come in handy if we ever go to Spain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't. What is
and-
this? Is this true? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Look at Lewis. Look at Lewis's Twitter. I've been following Lewis all day. It's been fantastic.
really?
Lewis putting screenshots up with translations of what they've been saying, and they're not happy at all.
Really? Oh, right. Okay. I didn't even realise there were any there.
One of them told their own social media account who tweeted a score to do something up their own arse.
really?
Like that was what they said to him. Like, Jesus Christ. I thought we were bad at times, but holy shit, it's a friendly.
I think, yeah. I think the English idiom is some sort of bent over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's it's a universal language.
I'm just
It's
trying.
a more colourful, expressive language, Spanish, isn't it? When you do translate it into English, there's a lot more words in it to really give you a really colourful picture of what they mean when they say it.
The language of love.
Yeah. I tell you what,
Absolute hate.
The two things I did like is I don't think Nonto stayed on the floor as much, which I liked, because last season he seemed to be a bit of a baby and just stayed moaning a lot. And Rothwell's scanning. I watched him when he came on, and because he's always looking for that forward pass for me. I don't know if it's just me that I've just made it up in my head, but I just thought that every time he looked at the ball, like you're saying about with Ampadu and Gruev, just going back and forth. But I think Rothwell would always scanning to see where the players were, and then he was quick to get the pass out up front. That was just my observation. I don't know whether I've just made that up or not, but back me up, Joe.
No, you're right. I think you're right. Sorry, someone just put a picture said Gus Hamer at Ellen Road. I'm like, it just looks like a bloke, but it could be. It could be. Can you imagine we took Gus Hamer off Sheffield United? They'd be fuming, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I've just said it to it. Gus Hamer and who was the other one? Ryan Brewster at the game.
I don't think it's Gus Hamer. It looks like a young fella, but I could just be wrong. I could be wrong, but
Definitely not.
He's sitting right behind the director's area. I agree with you, Danny. And also what I'd add is I thought there was more variation in Leeds build-up play. There was a lot of different types of build-up play at times. Like there were moments where the ball would go to our fullback, and instead of even trying to pass into the middle, they went straight down the line around the back of the defence, long on the ground, big long balls down the sideline to get Willie into the game really early. Didn't work on Dan James' side as much. He was getting the space and he was getting the room, but the passes weren't good enough to get to him. But there was a variation in that. And then sometimes it was Ethan Camp coming in and getting the ball and carrying it out. And then other times it was everyone would go and it would go short and a long ball in. So there was different variations to how we played up. And when we got to the edge of the box, with an awful lot more people trying to run in behind. Gruev did it a couple of times again. Again, was unlucky at one point not to get on the end of something. So there's a lot more options, I think, in how we're playing than last year. Last year was very mundane, kind of pass into the midfield, then pass it left, then go back out to the right, then come back into the middle, then go back to the left, and then get to the edge of the box and just not do anything with it. There seems to be more options this year. They seem to be looking at different. If there's space and there's a man on, it goes quickly and it goes straight into them, which I'm really happy to see. There's more movement there. Rothwell as well, I thought was fantastic when he came on as well. Again, it's the speed of play. It's the speed how he thinks and how fast he moves the ball. His set piece as well. Like Wober possibly should score from the corner or get a better head on it, and it's a good chance. Gruev put a few dodgy ones in the first half, but he did put two in that we should have scored from. Rodon should have scored and Stroke both should have scored headers. Stroke definitely should have scored from the one that he had. So yeah, there's good options in there. They're different kinds of players, but they're both adding an awful lot in. But there's a huge amount of variation to how Leeds are playing. But we looked really calm, really composed, really comfortable on the ball. Nobody looked overawed by what they were playing against. Everyone looked like they knew their job. They all knew it really well. The passing combinations at times were really, really good as well. It was enjoyable to watch that game. Sometimes last year watching Leeds was a bit of a chore. Like you're waiting on Leeds to break somebody down. So far what we've seen, and we haven't played against a low block yet, but so far what we've seen is really, really good football from a team that looked really confident going into the start of the season.
Definitely, mate. I'm just looking now. I don't think Farke's giving anything away, RE transfers. He's basically said he's cautiously optimistic with Bogle. Mentioned Harry Gray as well. Apparently just had some back problems. We've had him in Germany. He felt a bit of pain. Felt it over the last few weeks. There was assessment and a little problem. Nothing major. We've given many hugs. First time involved at a young age. We managed his load carefully. We wanted to give him the first smell of first team football. The next couple of months we'll be careful and not take any risks. With top medical staff, I can hear feedback.
Mate, sorry.
Yep. And will continue to be involved in the youth teams. I don't know. I don't know where this.
Because he's carrying the great name.
Yeah, but what's the 2025 thing come from? I swear it was like next year. That's what we were told, weren't we? I could have sworn it was that.
No, it's what Harry said.
Or is that what
And
Harry
he took it
said?
down. He put it on his post C in 2025. I'll come back 2025 stronger, and that was taken down a couple of hours later. So the club obviously said to him, "You haven't even been assessed yet. Get that down. We haven't looked at you yet. Relax."
Ah, right, okay.
So if it is, and again, 15-year-old with back problems, that nothing unusual there. Growing pains. Like he's tall kid already, and he hasn't even finished growing yet. So, real quick, that picture looks very like Gus Hamer, and I'm going to show you. I'm putting the two of them side by side right now just to show it to you because.
Where have you got the picture, bro?
Surely, it's because the friends with Bogle, aren't they?
But why would he be at the game?
There's feedback, Jer. Can you do the thing?
I know what it is. I'm going to fix it now. So 1 sec.
No worries.
Sorry, I can't open PowerPoint or anything else on this. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to lower this right down. Now, I'm just going to share my screen real quick with you, Joe, and you can tell me what you think. I'll try and zoom in on this if I can. Because
These fucking forehead jokes are too much.
Hang on. I'll get this right.
Sam, you tweeted me. Send me the picture. Proof and it didn't happen. But they might just be coming to watch him. Like you said, Bogle, Sheffield United. Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
Here you go.
It looks like he's playing there, though.
There.
I'm sorry. That has fucking done me. That is brilliant. Sorry, put it on, Joe. I can't see it. Sorry, that's just kills me. Oh, God.
I can't hear you now. What was that?
Sorry. Oh, no. I was saying, did you miss his joke?
Yeah, completely. I had to lower the volume down.
Okay.
Oh,
I
no,
don't-
he's playing. Yeah, the picture of him. Yeah.
Brilliant.
But it's close. What are Sheffield United doing today? Does anyone know if they're playing today?
No, they won't be, will they? He's there with his. It looks like his kid as well, though.
Yeah, looks like his family are with him.
Right, that's it. We're signing him. Come on.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Let's
we'll
get
have
the
to
rumour
watch
going.
this space.
You get a Harry Crackling post in 20 seconds saying,
Gabriel Sara back on.
Hamer.
Hold on. Let me just sign into my head.
Yeah.
Let me just sign into my Harry Crackling account.
Well, I think that's it, innit, folks? We've waffled on enough. Is there anything else we need to go through?
The only thing that I'd add to the corners is what does the hand in the air mean? Does that just mean I'm about to deliver it? Because it seems to be left hand up, and then I'm doing whatever I want with it.
Well, yeah. Usually there's a signal like one. That's like one. So one will be like an near post corner, and then someone will put two hands up, and that means it's a back post corner that tells them how the lads in the box
Yeah,
have
I
to
know.
line up.
There's
for the
one
set
every
piece.
time, and then he passed it out at one point. I was like, one just means I'm
Or
about to
maybe
kick.
another thing is when they drop their hand, they're about to kick it. Yeah, they just and then they drop their hand and kick, and that gives them the trigger to go and run. But
I honestly think we should just practice delivering ball, stop all sort of
just
gymnastics.
hit the penalty spot. Just put the ball in the
deliver
penalty
the
spot.
ball.
Let someone put
Please
their head
deliver
on.
the
Really likes the Bee Gees.
So I'm not ruling it out at this point.
Well, I think we will end it there. Not least because I can hear myself repeating over and over in Jer's lovely audio. So let's end it there. What I do want you to do though, folks, is go check out Jer Leeds United The View, Jack City Live, and also City of Leeds fans. So make sure you go check both of them out. Just a quick check, mate. How did the single do? What we doing? What's the next one?
I'm literally waiting for artwork, and then there'll be another in 6 weeks.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Good.
But
good.
thanks, cheers everybody for shouting it out and stuff as well. I proper appreciate it, like genuinely.
Mate, I shared Shotty Horror's new track on my story the other day, and I was like, I feel like I'm cheating on Jack a little bit.
No, I love Shotty Horror. Don't worry about
Good.
that.
Did you like the track? It was a good track,
it's good,
wasn't
isn't
it?
it? Yeah, which one?
The South Park one. Yeah,
it's
class.
funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's good.
Really good. Anyway, Dan at Not Another Leeds Pod, are you back? next week.
We are back next week. Yeah, episode 1, season 2 is back for the boys, and I can reveal it is Jer. The Jericle is back next week with us, and look forward to it.
Do you have any new games lined up for this season?
I can't give all my secrets away, Joseph.
Oh, fair.
Do you know what I mean? I want Jer to come in, and be surprised as per, because as you know, it's chaotic.
It is. It's very, very chaotic.
You should do you should do a which leads whose nose is this nose. That's what you should do, and a zoom in on a player's nose, and then guess who the nose is. Guess the player by their nose.
Guess the creator's nose coming up.
Who knows this nose?
Guess the creator's nose.
I can't do jokes. He's got a beard right underneath it, so everybody will know it's his nose.
Can do that.
I won't do that, mate. I'm good at editing.
You look like that Halifax hacker or whatever you got called.
Harasser.
Yeah, harasser.
He's back.
Right, we need to go. Thank you everyone for watching. Fuck off with the forehead stuff, man. I'm telling you, I'm coming on next time with a hat. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Peace.